Afternoon world, Hippy Trev here. So I just want to do a bit of a catch up and a bit of explain and a bit of what I almost a bit of an apology for a really shitty edit I did a couple of days ago on the last video. So roll the intro. Hi, Hippy Trev here, and welcome to my channel. Hope you get something out of it. Righto, well, so I thought I'd do a little bit of a catch up and explain what the hell went wrong with that edit I did the other day. Completely messed it up, and there was like full on 20 minutes footage at the end that just should have been edited out. So sort of what basically happened is, as you saw earlier, I went and met Dex over in Gingin, and literally we threaded the eye of that let's not get fucking wet needle, and I got him home. Brother Ross said, why didn't I go straight down for a bureau that way? And when I got to Gingin that morning, or that day, and it was clear, bright, actually, it was so hot and sticky, I had my shirt on around my head like an Arab to try and keep the sun off me. And then by the time he pulled in, it was just went black all the way around us, and especially off to like the southwest there, which was basically where we were heading, and basically down the Brewer Road is exactly where the storm, and it was massive. It was a massive big storm. Dex actually said he got absolutely dumped on when he come down through Millmerran or somewhere. And so I took him out through, we decided to go out through South Killand, and then down into Childers and out through the Death Zone and home that way. And we literally, all around us was storm. There was just rain everywhere, there was just storms everywhere. And there was this little tiny window off to the left that we sort of scooted through. And within 15 minutes of being here back home, within 15 minutes of getting back into Biggin, it just poured down rain. So we literally got through. It had been raining along between Childers and Dunarnell there was water all over the road, and we copped a very light shower, but overall we got through completely unscathed. And if Brother Ross, if we had gone down through Burrell, we would have just been dumped on. There was just rain everywhere, not to mention all the roadworks that way. Coming out of Childers, there was just 20 kilometres of roadworks that I didn't put in the film. So now we get back here, and so now we get back to here, and I said, oh, we'll jump in the car, go down the street, we need a few supplies for tonight. And I was doing a bit of a drive around, and took him past, got some news here too, took him past the Burnout Boys house, and it's absolutely empty. There's just trash and shit everywhere. It looks like a squatter's house. And so they've gone. Looks like the house is packed up, empty and gone. I have no idea about it. And drove past the neighbour on my back fence, Al, who's got all these bikes in his shed there. He's just got so much stuff, it's amazing. And I just did a U-turn, and we're driving past, and he said, oh, Al's there. And I said, what? He said, yeah, white hair, white beard. Oh, that's it. So we pulled up and said g'day and introduced Dex and so forth, and asked Al if we could go and have a look at the bikes in his shed. And we took him in there, and you should have seen Dex's face. Like, holy shit. I think going to Al's shed would be like the whole highlight of landing in Biggin, and I think it was probably almost the complete highlight of his Queensland ride. Now, you drop a message, Dex, or correct me if I'm wrong. I think Dex said he counted up over 20 Douglas motorcycles in the shed. Over 20 of them, and that's just the ones he's got left. There's a few going out. So Dex was absolutely made, and just pedal cars and just so much stuff in the shed. And it actually, like, wow, it's like a living museum, but way more than that. So that was very impressive. And like I said, I pretty much think it was almost the highlight of his Queensland trip was me taking him to my neighbour over the back fence place, Al, and just showing him all the motorcycles he had lined up in the shed there. Was absolutely amazing. So anyway, getting back to the Burnout Boys, so I was talking to Al and sort of said, oh, fucking dickhead down the road there, looks like they're gone. He said, yeah, what happened was the young idiot, he got caught doing a burnout in the main street by the local copper boys, and anyway, they gave him 8 years. They took his licence off him for 8 years. So apparently him and all his crew just packed up, fucked off out of town. And I think Al said he's down Dalby some way, out that way. Like, who gives a shit? At least he's not here. So the Burnout Boys, they're gone. None of that shit's going to happen ever again, which is wonderful. And anyway, so come back here and download my footage. So, and even when I got the box from Tom, thank you so much, Tom, for that present in the mail. And you're right, it's everything I've sort of been talking about. The switchgear is not for my bike, but who knows, someone might just pull up here one day and just need that stuff, so it'll just stay there in the shed and I might be able to pass it off to someone who actually needs it. So, and for all those box of goodies, well, thank you very much. So, and so anyway, Dex was there watching me put this video together of the presents in the mail, and I don't really film in front of anyone. I was like, it's really nervous, like when you've got someone in the background just watching you do your filming. I'm just so used to doing it on my own. So I'm sort of making an excuse for what happened that night. So anyway, that's all done, load that on. So we get in here, and I downloaded the footage of yesterday, of that ride that day of meeting him over in Gingin. And then I'm sitting down doing the edit, and I've got sort of Dex in the background now. Not blaming you, mate. This is me. I'm the one behind the laptop doing all the work, and sort of wasn't, you know, if you're doing editing, you've just got to really, really concentrate on what you do. I'm only using a very basic program. So anyway, I did all the editing, got it all done, chucked it up online, and anyway, him and I decided to sit down and have a few drinks after the editing's done. Job's done for the day, work's over. Anyway, my best friend, Els, sent me a message saying there was no knees in the breeze at the end. And so I read that out, and Dex and I looked at each other like, nah, there was. We put that footage in there. He saw me do the edit. We know we put that in there. What's going on? So I go and check the online video. Sure enough, the last like 2 or 3 minutes of the video where I do my sign off, not there, gone. Went back to the file online. I went back to the file on the laptop, and like, it's not there. Like, what the hell happened? I'm sure I left it in there. I think my editing program just really messed with me that night, and I haven't edited anything since, so I'll be interested to see if this video works. So anyway, mucked around with that, re-edited it, chucked it back online, watched it through again. Footage is still missing. Like, what the fucking hell? What's going on? Why is this footage? Is it my laptop? Is something going on here? Went back, deleted it. I ended up deleting that video 3 times off the internet, off YouTube, because it just wasn't working. So anyway, it's getting pretty late in the day, or in the night. I've had quite a few drinks by then. Dex had taken off the bed. He was riding down to Toowoomba next day, and he wanted to be up early and get a decent start and get a jump ahead of the weather in case everything, you know, in case more rain. So I'm sitting there. It's about 11:30 at night, and I do the whole edit, put it all together. Put the last 5 minutes of the editing. That was basically my sign off. Gone through the whole, checked it all out. And it's all good. And went to do the processing, like, this processing's taking an awful long time. What is going on with my laptop? Have something really not going right here? Anyway, it was getting late. Anyway, then I didn't just check the end of it, make sure it was there. Didn't really check the footage like I should have. Chucked it all up online. Get up next morning, and then basically from the time we rode out of the death zone all the way through to the end, there's like 20 odd minutes of writing that should have been edited out. And by that time, it had already had a heap of views, quite a few comments, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, that video is just going to stay as it is, but that was just like not my normal quality of editing, and I'm just really not happy with that. But anyway, so the video's up, so there's just 20 minutes of the camera facing back at me, pretty much riding from the death zone all the way into Biggin, and not very happy with that editing at all. So anyway, hopefully there's nothing wrong with my laptop program, and I'll find out when I do this editing, and hopefully that's all going to be fine. But yeah, so to all those that do watch me on a regular basis, sorry for that, such a long drag out. I'm sure most of you just skipped all the way through it, but that shouldn't have been here. And there was also the double up of Dex riding past me going, you know, the trip home and through the cutting, and there was no video of the cutting because it had already been, and all the conversation that had already been put up first. I only wanted to put in the last few minutes of literally riding the driveway back and the bike back and just doing my clothes off, and somehow I ended up with 20 odd minutes of footage that just shouldn't have been there. So look, sorry everyone. Not my normal quality of editing, but like I said, it was about 1:30 in the morning. I'd had probably a few extra drinks than normal. My eyes were hanging out of my head, and it'd already been a long day. So tomorrow I'm hope to head back up to Mount Morgan and back up and see my friend Kat and go and hang out there, because I was only up there for like a day and a half, and then I knew all this rain was coming down, and it did. It rained pretty much every day for a week after I got back, so that's sort of why I split early. I just didn't want to be, not so much stuck, but I just, you know, didn't want to be up there and being washed out, and knowing the roads up here, it doesn't take much to flood people out. So I sort of just packed up the bike and said, you know, I'll catch you later anyway. So I contacted Kat last night and sort of said, oh mate, do you mind if I come back up? She said, no, I've definitely come up. So I'm heading back up to Mount Morgan tomorrow. It's another 4-hour ride, one way. Probably end up with a baboon's face again. I'll probably end up with a baboon's ass face again, all red. I probably should wear a mask, but I don't. Tell you what's hot and sticky in the bus right now. So the plan, and I'm sort of trying to build my fitness up because, as I said in the video, my son's getting married and I've got to make my way to Perth around late October and November, and I can't fly. I could maybe hire a car here and drive over and just dump the car rental off, but I'm not sure if car rentals will even let you do that. I'm not sure what's involved in that. So I'm sort of was like, how in the hell am I going to get there? And I thought, hang on a minute. Maybe I chuck me in the bike on the train. There is the Indian Pacific, I think it is, or some overland express that does go. I think it goes from here, so I need to look into that. But I'm thinking maybe I can just chuck me and the bike on the train, get over to Perth that way, hang around there for a month or two, couple of months, and either ride back or maybe just try me and the bike back. That way when I get there, I've got my own transport, I've got my own bike, I've got all the gear I need to take with me. And that would sort of solve that problem. So if anyone knows anything about that sort of stuff, yeah, drop me a line and so forth. And or the other thing was maybe backload on a truck, but I'd sort of want to be in the truck travelling with the bike, and I don't think they allow you to do that stuff these days. But if anyone knows of a backload or a truckie or something like that that might be willing to throw me and my bike on his truck and take us over to Perth, that could be an option as well. I don't know, but all I know is I can't fly and I don't want to fly. I want to get over there, and plus if flying, I can't take all my gear with me, or I carry a fair bit of gear on the bike, and if I'm going to fly, especially if I have to fly out of Bundy on a single bloody on the twin prop plane, they don't let you carry that much luggage. So the option is basically hire a car, drive over, or like I said, I've just come up with the idea, well maybe I can just even catch a train, or maybe I can even jump a truck over there. So that's sort of the plan for in the future. I've got till late October to maybe get that sorted. So, but anyway, so that's my humble excuse for fucking up the edit the other day. It was like 1:30 in the morning, eyes hanging out of my head, and it wasn't until I got up next morning and realised what a mistake I'd made. So I'm hoping when I do the edit today that won't be a laptop problem. So yes, really looking forward to heading back up to Mount Morgan and spending a few days up there. They sell my naughty sticks up there, which is pretty cool. There's another friend up there I might be able to catch up with as well while I'm up there. We've been talking for a while but never met, and she's out that way, so it'd be nice to catch up with her. Really just get back and hang with our cat and her son, because they're pretty cool people, and got a beautiful dog, Freya, absolutely gorgeous dog, so something to look forward to. So yes, good news, Burnout Boys are gone, they're gone. Now there's a fucking rooster. It's illegal to have roosters in town, and for the last month there's a rooster four houses down on the back fence, and I'm sick of that fucking thing waking me up at 3 o'clock every fucking morning. I'm over it. It's done. So about 4 or 5 days ago, or a week ago, whatever it was, I actually found where that rooster lived. 3 o'clock in the morning, I did a walk of the streets and actually found where that bastard lived. So I just made a nice little note and dropped it in their letterbox that basically says, get rid of that fucking rooster. So today's the first day I haven't heard it. I haven't heard it. So maybe it's gone. When I get back from Mount Morgan, if that fucking rooster's still there, I'll be dropping another letter in there saying, if you don't get rid of it, I'm going to be coming around your place at 3 o'clock in the morning with my bike, revving it up in your fucking driveway, and let you know what it's like to be woken up at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. So get rid of that fucking rooster. I know where it lives, and if you don't do the right thing, I'm going to go all hippie on you, and I'll make sure you get rid of that bloody thing, because I'm going to make your life fucking miserable. If I have to be woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning by your stinking rooster, I'm going to be waking you up with my motorcycle. So anyway, rightio world, and the model. Oh my God, the model. This thing. I threw Dolly in the dirt over this model a few days ago, and I haven't got back to her yet. So I had the swing arms in 2 pieces of paint. Had the swing arm in there, had all the shockies on, had it all together. Had the chains and sprockets in there. This tyre was an absolute nightmare to melt. When it comes to models, this is probably the worst rim and tyre model build I've ever had in my life. It was just like so frustrating. There's like 20 minutes, which I'm not going to put online, of me spitting the dummy and throwing Dolly in the dirt and stomping all over it, of me just abusing this wheel and this model and everything. So I had the swing arm in there, which is in 2 parts, and it sort of just breaks in the middle. Had the swing arm in, had all the shockies on, had it all together. I put the back wheel in and it decided to de-tyre itself, which is what it does. And I was trying to put the tyre back on, the whole back end of the model just completely fell to bits, and I just like spat the dummy and swore and cursed, and yeah, I definitely threw dolly in the dirt. So I haven't gone back to building the model. One, I've had decks here, and today I've just been out mowing lawns and doing all my duties and shit like that. And then tomorrow I'm going to be up packing the bike, so I probably won't get back into this probably till I get back from Mount Morgan. But yeah, there was a very, very frustrated hippie trying to deal with this stupid back wheel on this model that drove me absolutely fucking mental. And talking about, yeah, I definitely threw dolly in the dirt and stomped all over it that day. It was just the joys of model building. But anyway, well, like I said, that's my piss poor lame excuse for messing up the edit the other day. It was just late in the night. There was 20 minutes of footage that shouldn't be there, and I'm sure everyone just skipped through the whole footage. I actually lost a subscriber out of that, and I think I actually lost 2 subscribers off that video. They must have just watched that and thought, well, this is the best you can do. I don't want to follow this guy anymore. So, and the other funny thing is, I was talking to Dex about it, and it's not an ego thing. It's just interesting that every time I put up a model build video, I lose 3 or 4 subscribers. They just like, see you later. So anyway, that's fine. I just keep doing what I do. So it seems that a lot of people don't like watching me build models, and I fully understand that. Boring as batshit to most people. But what does surprise me is actually the amount of people that do like watching model building, and yeah, so I will keep on with that. This is the last model I've got left on the shelf. I haven't found any more to buy at the moment, and I've still got a fair bit of work to get this one together. But at the moment, I'm busy. I'm out the gate and I'm doing other things. So like I said, hopefully, well, back up to Mount Morgan tomorrow. Friday, maybe Friday. It's Wednesday now, so maybe shooting up tomorrow, weather pending, or at the worst, I'll be back up there on Friday, and I always hope to at least be up there for quite a few days and just hang out and maybe help Kat do a few things around the place. Would be really cool. So anyway, worlds, like I said, that's my piss poor excuse for my shitty editing the other day, and I'll try and do a much better job. So stay safe, keep your knees in the breeze, and catch you later. Bye.